Just realized that.
La 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 la.
Bye. Okay, it's fine.
Hi, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So thank you all for tuning in this morning. This is going to be episode 11? Question mark?
Episode question mark of River of Tueriesal.
Of River of Tueriesal. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. We are excited to have you here as I watch us on Twitch.
No. This isn't going to be weird at all.
It would help if I actually pushed the volume button instead of the power screen button.
Mm-hmm.
Might have a factor in that.
Just a little bit.
It might help just a tiny bit. So yeah, so we'll start with a couple of our announcements. So this Wednesday, we have DM chats at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where Susie is going to be talking about her experience with running the Death House and how awful all of our roles were and why you shouldn't poke random armor.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very valuable learning experience for Whisk. Yeah. So, and then Saturday at 6 p.m., we will be running our first spooky game, which Carolyn will be running, and it's something with pumpkins. So yeah, we'll posting more about that either today or tomorrow.
It's a great pumpkin chase, Charlie Brown.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I'm gonna make that reference every time.
That's gonna murder you.
It's cool. I can't wait to die.
Right.
Anyway, so here's my
We're
backup
millennials.
character.
We welcome death. And then next Sunday we'll have River of Tueriesal again. And then our next Tales from Serial game will be October 13th at 12 p.m. For the entire month of October, we're doing spooky games, spooky one-shot-ish games at 6 p.m. every Saturday. So if you want to get into the spooky spirit, come hang out with us. And watch us probably horribly murder anything that's supposed to be spooky.
Or die, that happens a lot.
That happens too. Yeah. And then upcoming on November 3rd, stop it, cat, we have the Extra Life charity stream. So we will definitely be doing something for that. I don't know if we're going to go the full 24 hours or what exactly we're going to do. We got to coordinate, schedules and, life. But, yeah, so there's a link on our Twitch page that will take you to our donation page. We're trying to raise at least $100 for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So, yeah, cool cause and games. Yay! And that's basically all of the announcements. I try to keep them short. I know we sometimes have a lot of them. But, so, as a recap of last episode. So, what is...
Shit got fucked, y'all.
Harley is sitting there rubbing her face on one of the hooks
She
underneath.
loves the little hook under the camera. She was doing that all yesterday,
I
too.
did not see that.
Anyways, the cats are out, so we will absolutely be being distracted by them and how cute they are. And hopefully you will, too, because they're adorable and annoying.
Annoyingly cute.
If you want a cat cam where we can put one down here and watch where the cats are usually, let us know in the comments.
Yes, we absolutely could do that for a game, is just have a cam on the ground so you can see when the cats get the zoomies, instead of just hearing it awkwardly happen. And maybe a little blur zipping by.
Hey! Try to get...
Okay, so last episode, yes.
Shit got fucked.
Things went down. The teleportation circle took the group to what they discovered was Annalie's office, where they found all sorts of weird, nefarious things, including more teeth. So Zeke was super excited. And they managed to find Muriel after she'd been taken prisoner. They got her to the Lovely Fiend Tavern, where they discovered that all sorts of things were going down. There was a big gathering in the town square, and something terrible happened. So they have fled and are now on a boat.
Tiny cries of protest.
Oh, it's hurting my heart.
Oh, you should should have heard her this morning when she got under my bed and I had to pull her out. And she was like
Aw.
letting out all these distressed cries, and I was like, calm down.
Oh, or when I left this morning to go get food.
Also, lots of distressed crying. It was adorable, and I was like, calm down. She's gonna be back.
No, she's gone forever.
Anyway,
So bad stuff happened last game.
and there were cries of protest.
And there were many cries of protest, as everybody fled onto a ship and has now left Ashbury as it has been overrun by some strange
Inky
ooze
blackness, whatever.
that basically has
Acid
destroyed.
fog that destroys everything.
Basically. So that's where we're picking up, is everybody's on the boat and Ashbury is slowly fading away. Bum bum. What is happening?
Put everything on mute.
I did! What? It is! Well, that was vibration. I really can't do anything about that. But anyway. Apparently my mother sent me a video of her cat. Cats everywhere, yo. Cats. Nope, that's the wrong screen. So yeah, that's right. You guys are sailing down the river, picking up speed a little bit as you go, and pretty soon Ashbury is basically disappearing behind you.
Like, what direction are we going? A direction?
You guys are heading sort of south-ish.
So back towards, like, the swamp where we came from?
No, basically like past Ashbury and further down.
Ah. Okay. I think we were all basically flopped over beside each other on the deck, just staring sort of up at the sky, being like, fuck!
Basically. Yep, basically you all were flopped on the, Gabe, the other dwarf, had come and flopped by you.
Mm-hmm.
I flopped over next to Zeke.
Yeah.
So it was like
Zeke
dwarf,
flopped, I flopped, everybody flopped.
It was like dwarf, human, half-elf.
Basically.
Yes. Weirdest sandwich ever. So. Obviously the mood on the boat is sort of like somber, I assume. Because everyone just watched their home get destroyed.
Very much so.
Are you concerned about
Wait,
the
I can hear two
beholder?
weapon
I will
fighting?
move him. Now you can get up on the couch.
The fuck? Hold on. Have I been able to do 2-weapon fighting this entire time and I'm just a moron?
Do you have a light weapon that you're using?
Ah, that's why. Okay, there's 2 daggers. I was like, hey, I have 2 daggers. I could stab somebody. Guess what I don't have equipped? The 2 daggers.
That would hinder your ability to stabby with daggers.
Mhm.
It really would.
Manhand optic. I need to keep that in mind from now on. God damn. Alright.
That's like me discovering that with Verity. Anyways.
So,
Rather than staring at me longingly from the floor.
I gained proficiency with medium armor and shields.
But yeah, everybody also leveled up, so I know there's going to be a little bit of figuring out what your numbers are and what you've done to yourselves.
I don't know what a Hexblade Warlock does. I just know I can cast spells and stab people. That's all that matters.
Important things.
I should have just played straight up Warlock and just stabbed people on the occasion.
So in the process of laying on the couch, Ezekiel decided that being fast and bendy is probably the best way to keep from not dying. So Ezekiel is now rocking an 18 dexterity.
He is now
Damn,
faster
son.
and bendier.
It's really funny. It's like I'm rocking an 18 charisma, and it's like, you want to roll charisma for this? Nah.
Alright, so you're the charismatic one, I'm the wise one, he's the fast one.
Yes. Together, we are maybe a fully functioning adventuring party. Anyways.
Apologies, Internet. It's Sunday morning. Most of us probably haven't slept well enough, so you get to deal with the giggles.
Yeah, and
I woke up 40 minutes ago.
And I have had a book deadline that I just turned in yesterday. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. But should be fun.
We don't have normal lives. This is all we are.
This is all we do.
This is all we do. D&D, all the
LARPing
time.
Ophelia this week has been super exhausting. I don't know about you guys. And your real life
Oh,
stuff.
here, stop staring at me.
Just
No.
grab her.
I got
Squeaks angrily and indignantly.
butt snuggles from her this morning.
Oh
It's a
my
very
gosh.
rare occurrence.
That is.
Anyways, yes, you're on a boat. You're fast and bendy.
Yep.
You're wise and you're pretty.
Yeah,
You're
unfortunately.
charismatic.
I'm a charismatic motherfucker. I can
Unfortunately,
probably
those improvements clearly have not changed Zeke's snoring habits.
You know what? I'll just let it go this one time. One time. That was ridiculous.
As an action, I can create.
If I turned into a fucking horse, I would have done better. But no.
Can't do that. I had used all my spell slots. There you go.
Oh man, I didn't get any fun spells. That's stupid.
Hashtag bitter.
Hashtag kind of bitter that warlocks are kind of well, okay. They have a sugar daddy basically, so kind of bad. My sugar daddy hasn't given me any more spells. Maybe next level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't talk to me about sugar daddy warlocks. Verity's got issues with his daddy. Anyways, so as you guys are sort of just flopped on the ground, laying there, catching your breath, and sailing down the river, eventually you hear arguing in Infernal again as Lila and who you assume is the captain of the ship, are arguing again. You can't quite tell what, but there's a lot of gesticulating happening.
I was gonna be like, what are they arguing about? You just said I can't understand it because it's Infernal,
Yeah.
and I don't speak Infernal. I also didn't take the feat that lets me to speak multiple languages. It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can read Latin, and so every once in a while you're like, bed? Face? Punch? So you catch like maybe one out of every 10 words or so.
It's like, yeah, I speak Spanish, but I can kind of get the gist of what's going on in French.
Yeah, sort of.
And maybe Portuguese.
Yeah.
If they're talking slow enough and I'm paying attention.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain is currently remembering the argument between Tarzan and the little monkey in the Tarzan movie.
Yep. Basically. Hello, tiny cat. What are you doing?
That is in not intentionally equating tieflings to monkeys. Hashtag not racist.
I guess my biggest question is, like, oh, fuck.
What is happening?
Not really what is happening, but more like what is going on with my life.
Seems like a personal question.
It is a
DM
personal
question.
question.
No, I cannot, as the DM, I cannot help you with that question.
Oh, for shits and giggles, detect magic. I don't fucking know right now. Let's figure out.
The ship seems like it's slightly magically enhanced, more as like a support thing. So it's magically protected. You would guess. It's not very strong, but it's definitely there.
So Lila and her brother are arguing.
Yeah, they
How
appear
far?
to me.
How far away are they from us?
Not very, maybe 10 feet, 10, 15 feet.
All right, very loudly and charismatically because I have this, because I
Because
forgot
I
how
now realize I'm charismatic.
because I forgot how charismatic I am. Ophelia's just going to say, if you're going to argue, can you please do it in common because I want to hear it. That's the best I've got right now. I'm very tired.
There's just silence after that.
No, but seriously, what are you arguing about? Because I'm very curious now.
Don't worry about it.
Nope, don't worry about it right now.
You know there are, like, hammocks you can be sleeping in and not on the deck.
I'm okay with the
This
floor.
was the first flat surface I saw after nearly blowing out my lungs, so I'm good. I'm good right here.
Right.
But seriously, what are you talking about? Because I want to know.
Nothing you need to worry about.
Alright, I'll ask you again in 10 minutes and see if your mind has changed. If I remember.
At this point, Zeke probably kind of rouses himself like, Captain, reporting for duty. What needs doing, sir?
He looks a little bit surprised at you. It's very clear that he's Lila's brother. He looks very, very much like her, only he is quite a bit shorter and slimmer than she is, but they both have this vibrant orange skin and red hair and just bright blue eyes. But it's very, very clear that they're related. And he's kind of looking at you a little surprised. He's like, right now we're okay. We're just, the breeze is with us. The water's easy. So rest. You look like shit.
Can do.
He's the only one who knows anything about sailing.
Well, you're gonna learn.
You're going to learn whether you want to or not.
You're going to learn, or you're going to swim a lot.
I mean...
Yeah, but you can only do that, what, like 2 times a day, 3 times a day, something like that?
I can't actually turn into anything that can swim right now.
Well, I mean, if you try hard enough and believe in yourself, a badger can swim.
Not well.
Again, if you try hard enough and believe in yourself, a badger can swim.
Have you seen the claws on those things?
Yes, I have. You can try. Believe in yourself. Through the power of friendship, I believe in you. Anyways.
You gotta do the hand.
No, I wanted the DM to hear that.
Eventually, some of the people around you sort of start finally getting up and moving about. Gabe finally, like, sort of pushes himself up. And he goes off, and he and Lila are sort of just talking quietly. As you all lay on the dock. On the deck of the boat.
Just awkwardly, people are like...
Yeah, occasionally, like, someone is stepping over you to move across the deck. The dock. The deck. Words are hard, yo.
Words are hard this early in the morning.
Where are you going?
So, Ezekiel,
No,
riddle me this.
I'm not very good with riddles.
Great, because neither am I. You were a sailor previously, yes?
I guess so. Either that or I'm just a savant.
Interesting. What else do you remember? Basically, tell me about your life. I don't care if we do it out here or down wherever the hammocks are. But tell me about your life. I'm curious.
Have a sister. Had a sister. Have a sister. I'm gonna be hopeful and say have.
Okay. Okay, so you have a sister.
She
Taking notes on this, because I'm
so proud.
taught me how to pick locks, and I've done a lot of stupid shit.
I mean, who hasn't?
I don't really remember too much. There was one time where I was drinking with Ohm.
Ah, yes, rip Ohm, we hardly knew ye.
I mean...
Wherever we left him, I forgot.
Basically, when you guys went into the teleportation thing, he just never reappeared.
Okay.
We were so concerned.
I know.
Rip Ohm, we hardly knew ye.
Well, as players, you knew that PB was about out of the game, so fair enough.
We'll just say that Ohm refused to go into random teleport circle into random places.
Yep, so you don't know what has happened to him. He could reappear one day, you're not sure.
Deus Ex Ohm. Or, sorry,
Deus
Ohm Ex Machina.
Love it.
Yes!
So anyways, it's the final battle, and here comes Ohm. Where the fuck have you been? Where the fuck have you been?
He's just in, like, the most badass armor ever, like a level 20 paladin, just like, whoa!
Remember that one time Gandalf got convinced the rest of the party to leave and showed up 2 games later in a new outfit?
3 levels higher.
Yep, took all that XP.
Oh, that's sweet XP.
Sweet Tweety XP.
Yeah, I don't remember too much else. There was one time where I was running from something. There was ice. One time where there was a lot of food.
So do you remember that one time where we were on a bridge somewhere and you guys were telling me to come on and I didn't?
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
What the fuck, first of all? So clearly we've had some interactions in our past lives. Ophelia from the floor. Past lives. So everyone can see it.
Or our futures.
Okay, somewhere in our past past and or future lives.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Maybe we got flung back into the past because of bullshit. Magic is weird and stupid. I should know this as a magic user. And you should know this too, as a magic user.
I don't do your arcane bullshit.
Oh yes, because people can regularly turn into badges on a regular basis. Mm-hmm.
It's a natural magic. Fuck off.
Anyways. We have some on the table.
I know, we
Just
do
go
have
make
some
some.
popcorn on the
No,
table.
keep going. This is great. I'm gonna hurt you with it later. So anyways. So clearly we've had some sort of connections. The three of us in our past lives. So
Does anyone else remember that black armor?
yes.
Nope.
Well, that's awkward. I remember them cutting my throat open,
Cool.
which is not fun.
I was dying,
Yep.
and then I think they stabbed Ohm to the chest.
Well, that's annoying and painful. I remember being alone for most of my life. Most of my memories were not. Most of the things I remember have not been happy ones. I remember running through a village with a torch on fire, trying to
Hey.
attract attention.
I did the same. I think. I
I
remember
don't know
that.
what you're talking about.
But it was me, not you. Weird.
Anyways, ignoring Badger, who doesn't want to participate in the conversation. Love you too, darling. Anyways, so I remember running through a village that was on fire with a torch that I knew I hadn't done.
You
At
had done the
least-
torch?
I hadn't done the fire
Um.
bits. So, and then I think these men in black armor captured me and then slit my throat open and let me bleed out on the ground. I assume that's the last memory I had before I died. Very inconvenient.
Dying normally is.
Very inconvenient. But I remember being alone a lot. Except for the memories that I have with you. 3, 2. Counting's hard. Numbers are hard. Everything's hard. I don't care. Ophelia's general life story. Everything's hard and I don't care.
Hashtag same.
I do remember us being on a boat at one point, and Ezekiel, you were high up, calling out that there was land. I remember holding Badger's hair back as she threw up in a bucket.
No one. Okay. Try not to think about it.
Yep, I understand.
I
So.
honestly don't remember these things.
Ezekiel, what else do you remember?
Mm. I mean, there was the time when Badger first discovered my sleeping habits.
Oh yes, and then we've had to rediscover your sleeping habits.
Yeah, well,
This has been fun. Genuinely, she is enthused by this.
there was a time where I fell in the water, couldn't get out. I don't know. It's too much of a patchwork. I can't really place anything.
Yeah.
Remember my sister's face and her teaching me to open locks, and I remember food. I remember a warm bed and comforters. That was nice. But the rest of it's just
Blank.
work and just empty holes.
Yeah, at least you know what your sister looked like. I know I have siblings, I can't place what they fucking look like. Not that it matters because they're dead.
What else do you remember?
Who?
You.
Oh. No, I mean, trees. Lots of trees. Trees everywhere. Then again, I mean, that's kind of like the whole... I won't say stereotypical, but definitely stereotypical for druids.
I would assume for you, because you're so short, it'd be bushes.
Because she's short. Oh, I'm tired.
Alright, next time you need a ride, you're not getting on my back.
That's fine, I'll just enchant to broom. It'll be alright.
You can do that?
Probably, if I tried hard enough.
Ugh.
That would require some effort, though. I'm not willing to put that forth just yet.
Well, see? Now you're fucked. Because you can't get on my back.
Maybe maybe the next time we're in danger and you have Ezekiel on your back, or you need to chase up to Ezekiel or something, maybe at that point I will enchant a broom.
You just said it would take effort. You don't.
Yeah, it would take effort, but if I needed to do it at the time, then I will definitely be more than... If I could do it at the time and it will make you mad, I would be more than happy to enchant the broom. You're fun, I like you.
No. I don't remember a lot. Nothing that seems relevant. The only thing that seems relevant. A few memories I have of you two. Sporadic.
Don't roll your eyes hard enough, darling. Let me rephrase that. Don't roll your eyes too hard. I know you love us.
More or less.
Is this what love feels like? I don't know.
Yeah, I hate it.
Probably more on the less side.
Well,
Well,
then.
we've shared. Your turn.
What? I've shared too. Memories? Most of mine were alone. I remember being on a boat in the middle of a lake, watching lanterns float up in the sky. I remember being, again, alone by a campfire, starving, trying to make meals for myself. I remember my throat getting slit open. I remember being on a boat, being happy that there's land for the first time in my life, for the first time in a very long time. What the fuck else do I remember? Hold on, I forgot.
I forgot what I
I
remember.
forgot what my... Yeah, remember that one. Remember that one.
We did that in unison, Kamala.
Oh, what else do I remember?
Secrets.
Very good.
Oh, so sweet. I want to be.
Yeah, as you all are talking, there's just occasionally people stepping over you.
You know. I think eventually Zeke will like sit up and just scooch himself up to like the prow of the
Yeah.
ship. So.
Yeah, eventually as we start talking, Ophelia will actually sit up and like balance against something. Like either if it's a mast or the prow of the ship.
Yeah. I'm half thinking now. I'm picturing like the three of us, all of our backs to the mast, just kind of shouting at each other as we're all facing
Around the
apart.
mess, as you're all facing different directions. I love it.
Yeah, I also the final thing that I remember, I guess, is a woman in a long black dress with red glimmering eyes. I don't know what that means.
I remember that too.
What, a woman in a long black dress with red glimmering eyes?
Vaguely. Vaguely, but I remember it.
Oh, Badger, you know what else I remember about you?
Uh,
I remember you being drunk and dancing with me in a tavern.
oh yeah. I vaguely remember that too. I don't know what we were celebrating. I mean, I imagine we were celebrating something.
I imagine we were celebrating something. I remember not feeling very happy about it. I remember feeling that, like...
Sorry.
I remember feeling the sense of impending doom.
That is completely not what I had. What? Why?
I don't know. I've had a feeling that, like, maybe we were celebrating too early or something. Like,
Okay.
maybe this wasn't the right time to celebrate. Maybe we should have done something else.
There's always room for celebration, regardless of what's gonna happen.
I
Small
rem-
victories.
I remember being in a new town, in a bakery, taking my first bite of fresh baked bread in a long time. I remember crying, feeling homesick, for a place I don't know, or a place I can't go back to.
I could really go for some bread right now.
Well, this has been fun. Good catching up.
Good talk, team.
I'm gonna go find a hammock and sleep.
I hate hammocks.
That's fine. You have a master for ship being against. You can go sleep against this. I
You
don't
are
know.
not sleeping on my deck.
I wasn't saying I was gonna sleep on the deck. Jeez.
I mean, that was my suggestion, but I guess no.
I mean, hammocks are kind of important here. Keeps you from rolling around with the cargo. But saw a guy do that once.
It also does help sort of keep you even keel. How do I know that word? Whatever.
I probably said it at some point. It's fine.
Because if you sleep in the hammock and the ship rocks, the hammock will keep you steady at least. You don't feel the rocking as much. How do I know this?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I don't like to be suspended in air.
Note to self, keep you. Note to self: if I need to keep you suspended somewhere, don't do it in air. All right.
What?
How
Anyway,
the heck are you gonna fly?
What?
I'm assuming you can do the little animal thing. You can eventually do the flappy flap.
Yeah, probably. Eventually. I haven't learned that yet.
eventually do the flying flap. That's an amazing
I haven't even learned how to do
sentence.
swimmy things.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get a hammock. Zeke, like, I'm assuming at
Tears
this
off
point,
somewhere.
yeah, I'm assuming because before when we left, he promptly drained his entire flask. So
Yep. Weaving. Lyle actually will help get you to where the hammocks are.
No, let him run into a barrel. It's funnier.
No, we have limited supplies.
Fine, smash his head in the doorway.
No.
You're no fun.
he
Yeah.
probably meanders off weaving, but actually manages to avoid actually running into anything.
Damn.
I know he's more show-footed than that, even when he's drunk. The bastard.
But yes, you do find a room with several hammocks, and you can take your pick.
Yay, top one.
Top
Yay,
one.
flop.
It looks like Zorcius and Muriel are already in the hammock sleeping.
Badger will be like, will finally get up, adjust her pack and stuff, and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go find beer.
I wish you the best of luck with that.
And I'm gonna make my way down, find somewhere to where food is served, and see if there's any imbibement.
So you bump into Gabe, who appears to be doing the same thing. The other dwarf on the ship. He finally, like, basically as you're walking in, he's, sort of wrestling a keg open and getting a tap in it. Sort of, you too, huh?
Seems like that kind of day.
Alright. He pours you a cup.
Thank you. I didn't mean to just like fling that at you and run. I honestly didn't think I'd see you again.
Yeah, that's awkward now.
Thanks for bringing it up.
No one said she was charismatic.
But I appreciate having it, especially since everything else is gone.
Seems like it's one of those things. It's nice to have mementos of your loved ones.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back.
I can't imagine that would be the one good thing about living here.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Drink.
Awkward.
Yep, Gabe does not push for conversation.
Yeah, once we kind of... Nope. Just having a drink.
Ophelia, what are you up to? Heavy sigh.
Stop that.
Happy cat.
Well,
Yes.
so question for the DM.
Yes.
Would Ophelia understand that her magic comes from a patron?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess Ophelia will try and find herself a quiet corner.
A little challenging to do, but you managed to find a fairly quiet one.
Okay.
Find an empty spot in the brig.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, she's gonna find herself an empty spot in the lowest possible decks where no one else appears to be either going frequently. And she's gonna attempt to sort of commune with her patron.
Okay.
Make an attempt, anyways.
Okay. Roll an Arcana just cause.
Just cause. Alright, who's gonna fuck me today? Oh! Okay, it's not you! Alright, that's good. That's an 18 Arcana.
Okay, whoever you're trying to reach feels very far away.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're concentrating and you kind of get the outline of a figure and you're reaching towards them, but there appears like there's something between you two.
Ophelia's like, hey, what's this?
You are that manatee.
Yes.
I am the manatee.
I am the manatee. I am the manatee.
The fuck is this bullshit? Basically. She like keeps going. She's like, I don't care. I'm gonna get I can't get past it. So.
But yeah, you see them and you feel better for seeing them.
Okay. But I can't like make out like a definitive shape because we never decided on what my back was.
Yeah.
On who my picture is.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
But just being able to see them sort of brings you comfort.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna, with the information that I have about the ritual that Annalie was doing, I'm gonna make another attempt now that it's not so frantic and not nearly as pressing. To
I'm gonna adjust. Thank you, my arm needed that.
like try and understand the ritual even more.
Okay, what exactly are you trying to understand about it?
Like what the fuck she's actually attempting to accomplish? Like what the fuck is this bullshit?
Okay, roll another Arcana.
Roll the what the fuck is this bullshit check. That's my foot. Thank you for
It's up
that.
to sit on top of the blanket on Susie's floor.
Nope. Fuck me again. That's an
I see where I stand in life, Lala.
Can you get off my foot? Because that'd be great.
So after concentrating so much on your patron, you're kind of a little bit tired.
That's still my foot. Never mind.
She's happy.
Whatever.
And you don't really understand more about it than you did before. You understand that it's supposed to draw out corruption, but you're not sure what exactly that means and what it does once it's drawn out.
Is it like some sort of monster where you just draw it out and then everyone's supposed to stab it? Because if she did it fucking wrong. Alright. I'm gonna... Oh, okay. That's your purring that I feel on my foot. Alright. Alright, well...
He's a happy cat.
I guess I will... flop over for the moment and just stare at the ceiling.
Okay.
I got nothing else I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Right now.
Alright, Badger. What are you doing once you finish your beer?
Probably once I finish my beer, I'm going to go find a place that is somewhere where I can sleep, but somewhere where I'm not going to get tossed around. So probably find, like, down in the decks, a place that is, like, between or near, like, tied down cargo, if that's a thing.
You can kind of find like a little spot to lay. It's really awkward.
I mean,
and it does still shift. It's not violently, but it definitely, you can feel the boat rocking.
that's fine. She basically creates a little pallet that she can curl up in, basically, because she's not one for hanging out, sleeping. She wants to be on something solid.
Okay.
So.
Alright, well, my two sleeping people roll me dreamy dreams.
Oh dear.
That's an 8.
I was not prepared.
Fail!
Okay.
Ow, that was my toe.
For once, you don't think you have any dreams of your past life. You sleep the most peaceful and at home you've ever felt. Like this, just the gentle rocking of the ship, it feels so familiar and comforting that it is just like the best night's sleep you've ever had.
In my very short memory.
In your very short memory, this is the best night's sleep that you think you've ever had, and you're happy to be back on the water. Yeah, Badger.
Nope. Okay, never mind. You're not gonna woo.
You're not gonna woo.
I was trying to gently scoot it.
Nope.
11.
All right. So you're walking through what feels like it's your woods, so to speak. You're familiar with this, but something's not quite right with them. And as you start walking, you take a step and your foot sinks into this deep black water, and you can feel it sucking you down, and you're struggling to try and get out.
Okay.
So what do your woods look like?
It's the same woods that I think I've been in before. I've described these woods before. Just don't remember what I said.
Fuck. The woods, they look great.
Whose woods are these? I think I know.
I think they have thicker trees. They're thick trees. Very large. Tall. Been here for, hundreds, thousands of years. It's old.
What do you think is happening with this black goop?
My mind, it doesn't register as natural, so maybe someone has done something to poison the land. I'm angry, frustrated.
Alright. So you just stay staring at the
No.
ceiling?
Ophelia will, I guess, fuck, she doesn't know what the fuck to do with a patron. Make them a weird ass offering? I don't know. I guess, yeah, that's what she would attempt to do. She would attempt to, try and reach out to them using her, just making a weird offering, I guess.
What are you offering?
Best thing she's got, blood.
Okay.
Little pinprick of blood from her finger.
Okay.
Yee.
So you drippy some blood. You don't see anything happen, or...
Well, this was dumb. Alright, I'm gonna bandage up my finger and make my way back up and find a hammock to go sleep in.
Okay.
Whoops, that's the right word.
Fail.
Rolling me a dreamy dream.
Alright, you're fired. Why did you roll the exact same number?
Because I
8.
Okay. So there's sort of like shadows and darkness all around you. And you've got daggers in your hands. And for once you're feeling really unafraid.
She's got the power.
Okay.
Can you make out any details of where you are?
I imagine she's in there and she's barefoot, so she can feel the stone, the cold stone underneath her feet. Wherever she is, it's old and it's ancient, and it's almost like she found something that was. This is so stupid because I feel like she's turning into Meryl from Dragon Age too. But she found something, and
Maybe not
this
quite
is
as
maybe how
well.
she got her pact.
Okay.
She found this thing, and it was like, hey, you want power? And she's like, yeah, sure. Not necessarily yeah, sure, but this is a place that she knows, that she is comfortable with. And the shadows are not active, and she knows that these shadows are not going to attack her. So it's almost like a second home. So she's like, yeah, I'm comfortable here.
Okay.
Because they're not threatening. They're almost like welcoming her back.
Okay. Alright. Cool. So eventually the ship sort of comes back to life as everyone sort of gets out of their hammocks and stumbles about, some more gracefully than others. When Gabe gets out of his hammock, it kind of just sounds like a giant rock hits the ground because he
Whomp!
just has absolutely no grace at all. So he just sort of whoom, and then sort of stomp, as he walks off.
Careful with that first step. It's a doozy.
And he heads to go and try and find food of some sort. Zorcius is a little bit quieter getting out of bed, but still not that quiet. Eventually, you get somewhat disturbed as people come down to look for food in the storage areas. So there is some rustling and moving of boxes near you.
Right. Like, just sit up. And I imagine, like, above the boxes, just see an angry dwarf head.
Depending on how big the boxes are.
True. Alright. I'm up.
What are you doing down here? Gabe is sort of just, like, staring at you.
She's, like, sitting up and, like, slowly, like, uncurling herself from her sleep. I don't, like, what?
What are you doing here?
I was sleeping.
Yeah, but this is, like, storage. Cargo. It's not sleeping.
Yeah. I didn't want to listen to what's-his-face.
I don't know who that is.
Tall, gangly, human guy.
Okay.
He snores.
Okay.
Also hate hammocks.
Okay.
So.
Right. Well, bye.
Good night.
He sort of just leaves. It's just, like, weirded out by you.
I'd like to add, just for those that were in the room, Zeke doesn't snore when he's in a hammock.
The joke's on Badger!
Oh! Ophelia, where did you end up falling asleep?
In a hammock somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you also hear when Gabe thuds out of bed.
My God, that man is a fucking rock.
Basically.
Zeke, are you awake?
No? Yep. What? Yes.
I'm gonna take that as a no. You're not awake.
Nope. I'm conscious. Wow. Kind of hard to sleep through that rock hitting the floor.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Are you getting up?
Yeah, working on it.
All right. I don't want to get up.
We should probably help out.
I mean, fair.
Zeke takes a few swings and then uses the momentum to just kind of flip himself out of the hammock.
Very
Oh my
nice.
God, aren't you fancy?
Badger from somewhere.
Show off. Somewhere.
Somewhere, Badger's Zeke senses are tingling. Oh, he has done something really fucking cool.
It works like about 70% of the time. Sometimes you line it up when the ship rocks, and then you just end up in the ceiling.
Yeah, or you just tangle up in the hammock and get all bundled up in it.
And then you plant face first on the ground. Mm-hmm, I know exactly what that is.
But no,
like.
it's pretty smooth right now, so it's very easy to just sort of rock because there's not a lot of. The boat is relatively stable.
No choppy waters here.
I guess I'll get up. Alright, fine. Then Ophelia will gracefully, as much as she can, make her way out of the get herself out of the hammock.
You're not quite as graceful as Zeke,
I didn't expect
but
it.
you definitely are not Gabe,
Mm-hmm.
who you kind of wonder if he actually face planted out of the hammock. You're not really sure how he made that much noise, but you definitely don't.
I wonder if maybe someone should check Gabe for like potential brain damage after that hit he took.
I've seen it happen a few times when people aren't used to sleeping hammocks. They just roll out of bed like it's a bed, and then suddenly, oh, that's not a bed. Thump.
No, I have a feeling this is my canon for him is that he does this every morning, regardless of whether it's a hammock or a bed. He just rolls out and just face plants on the ground.
Why would you have a cannon for him?
I don't care. Because of reasons. This is my thoughts for him. Anyways, I'm gonna go ask him about it maybe later, if I remember.
As Ophelia walks away, Zeke is just sitting there puzzling, like, but the cannons are in the hold?
I don't know why you have a cannon. That's
Head
dangerous.
cannon, darling. Oh my god, we have cat spelling. I don't have time to explain this to you right now. But just know that not all cannons are in the hold.
I was wondering if that's where you were going with
That's
that.
what it was totally with.
Oh god. Head cannons. Why would you have one there? That's really dangerous.
It's really dangerous and kind of unsafe, Ophelia.
How did you attach a cannon to your head?
The kickback from that would break your neck!
Depending on how tiny the cannon is, no, it wouldn't.
It's a pea shooter.
Anyway.
Alright, Ophelia sharing her head cannons.
Ophelia sharing her head cannons about other people. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's not weird.
Not weird at all. Ophelia's not a strange person in any way, shape, or form, or has not had much contact with, regular society in a very long time. It's fine.
I say after the incident with Gabe, Badger's up and about. She kind of like tucks her stuff back behind where she's gonna claim as her space, and we'll get up and partake of food, and then try and meet up with our party and find out what will happen this day on a boat.
We're on a boat.
Well, the good news is, Badger, we are still on a boat.
I'd hope so.
Is land still in sight?
No.
Okay.
At this point, you don't see any sign of land.
So are we on a river or are we on something else?
Well, rivers can be quite large. And why don't you ask why don't we direct this question towards our expert seamen here?
Do what now?
What's your best guesstimate as to where we are exactly and what sort of body of water we're on?
I guess Zeke will make what sort of check would that be?
Like a wisdom.
Nope!
I mean, I suppose
You're still kind of waking up a little bit, so you're like, what? We're on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're not helpful. Why don't you roll a nature
Can I
check?
make a nature check?
Yeah, you can. You both can do nature checks if you'd like.
Taste the water. If it's salty, we're on the ocean.
Hey!
I don't want to taste that. 13.
No, wait, that's my religion. 19! It's
Okay.
still a +3.
Okay. So the two of you kind of look around, and it looks very much like the water that you were on coming from Ivy's into Ashbury. You don't smell salt in the air, so you're pretty confident you're on a river, or at least you're not on a saltwater body.
So the good news is we are not on a saltwater body. If you notice how smooth the water is, and how quiet in relative terms it is. We're not on a sea.
Zeke takes a small amount of umbrage of being talked to about bodies of water by someone who doesn't. So he just kind of walks off and goes finds food.
Yeah.
She's not necessarily explaining it to you, but she's explaining it to Badger, because you're still waking up. Well, if you'd wake up faster, I wouldn't have to mansplain things to you.
Oh.
A man. That's why they call it mansplaining.
He just kind of half-heartedly waves and
No, whatever, fuck you.
I'm used to forests, not bodies of water.
Anyways, the point is, we're probably most likely still on a river because the water is still relatively calm, and it's not a salt water river at the very least because there's not much salt in the air, so it's most likely fresh water.
So land's probably nearby, so if we all capsize or whatever, there's hope that we could maybe float to land.
It's like it's foggy out.
Maybe.
Not particularly.
It's just clear.
It's not super clear. It's kind of misty,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really obscuring it too much.
But we still can't see land.
But you still can't see land.
So, okay.
Yeah. Which you're a little uneasy by, but...
Can I head up top and go find El Capitan?
You can. As you head up, you actually see Lila's at the helm. Oh, my brother, he's downstairs getting breakfast together.
Where are we going?
That's a good question. I don't have that answer. My darling brother does.
Okay. So, this ship had vanished, if I recall conversations correctly.
Kind of, yeah.
He was gone for a long time.
Yeah.
And he just showed up miraculously.
I sent a message to him a while ago. Well, I got Muriel to send a message to him a while ago, so maybe he heard it and has been heading back. I don't know. He's not being forthright.
And you don't find that suspicious?
No, because he's always been a little bit of an asshole.
So if I...
And I think he's just tired. I don't think he expected to show up and have to turn around again immediately. So he's a little cranky. He seems better this morning.
Alright.
But yeah, he's making food or whatever it is that he does.
Alrighty then. That was not helpful, but thank you.
So yeah, as you head down, you see the captain of the ship, and he's doing some kind of spell, ritual, you're not quite sure, magic. He's doing magic-y stuff, and you're just like, oh, it's a thing that Ophelia sometimes does those gestures.
It's a thing that... Pause. Fuck it, it's weird like Ophelia.
I suppose... roll a check. Basically, is this something that I should be like...
Oh, should you be concerned?
Not should I be concerned, but it's like more like, is this something where I could probably like talk to the captain, or is this something where it's just like, let him do his thing until he's done, and then I can engage?
Yeah, just make a general, let's do a wisdom check.
God, I'm not rolling well today. That's a 5.
So you're not really sure. It doesn't look too complicated. But you don't really know when there's stuff forming on the table, so you're not really sure what is happening and if you're okay to talk or not.
So Zeke will just kind of salute when he comes in and then just stand off to the side.
Okay. And after about, maybe a couple of minutes, there's actually a full display of food and fresh water on the table for everybody.
That is really convenient on a ship.
It is.
Reporting for duty, sir?
What's your name?
Ezekiel.
Nice to
Zeke
have
for
somebody who knows how to sail aboard.
Yeah, I don't remember much outside of how to do that since I showed up here.
Well, eat. I know you've had a rough, however long it's been.
Feels like a week or so. It's been a ride.
Yep.
So, scuttlebutt that I've heard is that you've managed to find parts unknown outside of this little river.
I mean, parts unknown to Ashbury, which isn't saying much since most of the people never leave Ashbury. But yeah, there's lots of places out there still.
Really?
So we'll see. We'll see where we end up. I'm not sure where to take us at the moment, but away from Ashbury seems a good direction for now.
Yeah, fair enough. Have you been seeing this curse manifesting outside of Ashbury, or is this...
There have been other areas that have had not the same sort of thing, not this, like, death cloud bullshit.
Right, sorry, that's new for us as well.
Yeah,
but,
that was new.
Green fire, people immolating.
Yeah, that's new too. That's an Ashbury problem. That's not a rest of the world problem. But the rest of the world's had some issues too. I mean, there are places that are starting to sink. There are cracks opening up and destroying islands. I mean, there's just bad shit happening all over the place. It's kind of a doozy getting back here. But, yeah, I'm gonna eat now.
Yep.
And you notice that a lot of the food that's sort of been created is there's a lot of pastries, like there's a lot of sweets. There's some like fruit and vegetables and meats, but
whatever.
There's like
shit.
a larger proportion of sweets than you would expect, and that is 1,000% what the captain is eating.
One assumes that there's like citrus fruit.
Yes,
among
yeah.
the
There's a wide range of stuff. But it's way more sweets than you would expect to see for breakfast on a boat.
Let's see what Ophelia would go with. Andy, evens or odds?
Odds, because I'm odd.
Oh, well, it was an even. So I guess she's gonna go eat a sweet.
Okay.
Rather than be
What are you
sensible
up
and eat a
to?
fucking fruit.
I guess after I talk with
Lila.
about to say what's your nuts.
One day Badger will learn names.
Yup. One day!
Not soon.
Hashtag refuse.
It's like not important in my life or current circumstances. But yeah, she'll head back down to go find food.
Okay. So when you first came into the kitchen, when it was just Gabe, there was sort of like some crackers and some kind of sketchy looking jerky that Gabe had sort of rustled up from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And now suddenly there's just like a table full of food and tea and water. And Ophelia is eating like a piece of cake.
Zeke being...
Politely eating a piece of cake on using a plate and a fork because she's not a goddamn monster!
As Zeke is a monk, technically, he's probably actually tucking into the healthier side of things. So,
Yeah.
But also pocketing a few fruits because it's just like, Captain, is there a still on board?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. No, I would not sail anywhere without that. No.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Me?
Well, you
Ezekiel
weren't.
just points to the captain.
Well, you weren't here, and therefore there's food. That's actually not a good explanation, and I apologize. Anyways.
The captain eats another donut.
No.
Everyone else is partaking. Are you just weirded out because it's magic?
Aren't you?
No.
Zeke pauses for a moment.
Because
it's
this is-
important to keep your energy up, especially on a ship. We've got a lot of work to do today.
Continues eat, like peels orange, like flawlessly eats it whole, doesn't care. Fuck
Spits out
that.
seeds.
No, but seriously, you do want to eat this. I mean, creating food out of thin air is not a
Let me double check something.
It's not necessarily a bad piece of magic, and it's not necessarily unnatural.
Wait, what? Why do I only know 2 of my 3 cantrips? That's weird. Anyway, I'll figure
Did
that
you
out.
cast one of them last time?
No, they're not prepared.
Ah.
Anyway, I'll figure that out in a moment. Do I have create food? Oh yeah, that's right. I have good berry, or I can use good berry. And create or destroy water. I'm just looking at my spells to see
Yeah.
what she can do.
I think it's a 3rd level.
Yeah, it's like Hero's Feast or something like that.
No, there's a create
Oh.
food and water. I think it's a 3rd level.
Purify food and drink.
I would pull it up again, but the last time I did that, I completely
I
messed
also
up
need
the
to
music.
No.
Do you want me to look it up for you on D&D Beyond?
No, it's fine. I know he has it, so... And it basically creates like 45 pounds of food.
Yep. Third level spell you are.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so
you recognize this is definitely magical. It kind of reminds you of Goodberry, that spell, a little bit, but you've not seen this spell done before, and you don't know how to do this spell, so it's a little bit like...
that's why I was.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing Badger as someone who's very wary of non-natural magics.
Yeah.
So, that being said, isn't Goodberry a cantrip?
I think it's a first level spell.
Yeah, I don't think it's a cantrip, but it's not a super high level spell.
It is. Well, prepare that. You know what?
Goodberry, first level.
Yep.
Transmutation. Yep.
She's like, you know what? I'm good. And she like just walks out,
Okay, bye.
and she'll go and basically I'll prepare my own spells for the day, and I'm gonna pick Goodberry,
Okay,
and I'll create a Goodberry for myself and eat it,
okay,
and it sustains me for the day.
okay. So you two are hanging out.
Ophelia's gonna pick up on Ezekiel's thing of pocketing some of the food and be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna pocket some of the healthy shit. Alright, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'll eat this shit later. Here's a question though. The food that you eat sustains you. But how long does that spell last? Like,
I'm gonna say 24 hours, but...
okay.
The way that the wording of the spell is, it just creates food.
So it's
Yeah.
like, here's
the food is here now, so it's
fucking
like,
eat it.
Like the
Yeah.
apple is not going to mysteriously vanish
Okay.
from your pocket
Yeah.
in an hour.
Okay, that
No,
was my
because that
curious.
would mean that you would then be hungry again, because everything you ate would vanish. So no.
It's just,
Okay.
it creates food and it sits there, and it's enough to sustain 15 creatures. And hopefully that's...
Which he is very grateful that he has the capacity to do that spell, because otherwise he has no food for all of you.
Yep.
Yeah,
He is a crew of 1 on this boat.
That was
so.
a genuine concern of Ezekiel's when he was just like, he just arrived. He didn't have time to resupply. This is bad.
Yeah, we gonna die. We gonna starve to death on a boat.
Alright, so yeah, then, okay.
Hooray,
yeah,
we don't have
Ophelia
to
will
make
pocket.
pork tomorrow.
Ophelia will pocket some stuff. Is there like I know there's like a lot of sweets and stuff. Is there like any like granola bars basically?
Yeah, there's like some trail mix type stuff.
Yeah, cool. She's gonna pocket. Make sure
Yeah.
she pockets that.
There's majority of the stuff is like trail mix, fruits, vegetables, meats.
But there's also like fucking.
But
sweets
there
and
is a
Where you'd normally expect like a fifth, there's like a third of it is sweets.
yeah.
A solid 15 pounds of sweets on the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's sort of like just leaning back in his chair with his feet up, just like eating donuts.
shit. Fuck this shit! I'm gonna eat.
He's stress eating essentially.
So, Captain,
Mm-hmm.
tell me your name again. I forgot.
Fox.
Captain Fox.
Hey.
I was gonna make the joke, but I'm glad you did. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you on this ship, yes?
Well, until yesterday, yes, that was indeed the answer. Yes.
All right then. Where exactly are we headed? Other than
away.
yes, I've got that we're going away from Ashbury. Do we have a specific destination in mind by any chance?
I didn't. No, I didn't have a chance to look at a map or like think or do much of anything but raise anchor and lower the sails and go.
Fair.
So we're going.
All right. Would you My companions and I have had some encounters in the Ashbury, and we'd be more than happy to help you if you require any assistance.
Yes. This boat was not made for, now like 8, however many people on it, and it's weird.
I understand, and I do apologize for all of us being intruding on your space, but you are so kind to take us on board at such a short notice. So I do appreciate your hospitality.
Yeah, do you want something?
No, honestly, I don't. I actually really just wanted to thank you.
I want that.
And tell you how nice you are.
Okay. What do you want, Caroline?
Oh, I was just looking at my spells. Sorry.
Oh.
Really what I'm doing is I'm volunteering Ezekiel's services to you. I know he's already volunteered them, but I'm going to volunteer him again.
Well, you're volunteering your services and the short, angry one's services.
I don't know if you want her
too.
services, but yes.
I don't really care.
Yes, we will be more than happy to assist you.
Zeke flips a grape over at Ophelia, and it's just like, we are volunteering Ezekiel's services.
I've been volunteering Ezekiel, so he's like, you're volunteering yourself too.
Just for shits and giggles, roll a dex, roll a if you were throwing a dart kind of attack.
Can I try and catch it in my mouth?
Sure.
Yes!
Hits you right in the back of the throat, and you're like,
that is 16.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Nope, you're going to try and catch it, and it sort of just smacks your cheek. It's kind of, like a little-ish close, but not
Okay, do it
really.
again. Do it again. We have to try again. I have to try again now. Come on, we have to do it again. Ah!
Fox just leans over and drops a grape in your mouth, and then goes back to eating donuts.
That's not nearly as much fun, but okay.
Alright.
Yeah, but it got you to stop talking for a minute,
Yeah.
so...
Zeke was sitting there contemplating an orange at that point.
Okay. What's your name, cutie?
Haha, you think I'm adorable. That's great. My name's Ophelia.
Okay.
The short, angry one, we call her Badger. Or she calls herself Badger.
Okay.
Question, Captain. How many times a day can you do all of this?
Twice.
Twice.
At that point, Badger will come back in eating a good berry.
My, aren't you smug and proud of yourself?
I mean, I know where it came from.
Well then.
And the taste is
What's
pretty
your
good.
AC, Carolyn?
My AC?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, a grape pings off of your shoulder.
Where did it come from?
Came in the direction of the donuts.
Did I see that?
So I hear you're Badger.
That's what they call me.
Is that what you call you?
More or less, because I don't actually know if I have another name besides that.
Okay. Welcome aboard.
I am welcomed.
I mean, that's what I just said.
Yep. Eating.
Anyway, we should probably check and see if anybody else can either cast or learn that spell, because we've got a few hangers-on, gesticulating vaguely towards the back of the ship, because there were other ships that departed that.
Yep. They're sort of tagging along. Yep. Yeah, I've asked around and nobody else can do anything like that.
Well, you didn't ask me. But anyways, not the point. I can't actually
Can
cast
you?
it. No,
Well,
unfortunately. But I
I'll
am
pull
a
out
magic
literally,
user.
because I'm eating one good berry, I will literally roll the last 9 that I have in my bag out and be like, I can make these at any time.
Well, then do that and feed people.
Alright. Pick up mine, put them back in the bag, and I'll just then I'm gonna get over there.
I mean,
We've got ropes and emergency rafts, so we can definitely just get people and either drop them buckets or any number of other things. But that being the case, sir, we should probably find some place that's at least somewhat hospitable to drop anyone that needs,
I will.
that isn't fit for seafaring.
Can I determine how many people there are following us?
just do general perception check.
Because That'll determine how many times I need to cast the spell.
That would be
12.
okay. You would guess maybe there's somewhere between 8 to 10 people in the boats following you.
Oh, well, fucking A. So from the rope that's going down to the boat that's attached, I will yell, "It's food! Grab one per person!" String it up, tie it around the rope, and just send it down.
Okay.
If you need more, let me fucking know.
She's very pleasant to work with, I tell you.
Fox is just eating grapes.
I imagine this is I'm up deck, so.
Yeah, but I imagine they can probably hear you screaming this.
I'm sorry, she's very pleasant to work with.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be great.
Then I'll stand around and just wait.
Everybody seems to get the berries and eat them. Nobody yells anything back at you.
After about 10 minutes, I'll just hold my thumb up and walk away.
Yeah, we can find somewhere to go. I mean, Between is the closest, but they were really weird last time I went, so that might not be a good place.
What do you mean they were really weird?
They were standoffish. They didn't really want to let me dock. I might have had to command a person to let me dock.
Well, that's a little bit awkward. We won't tell anybody about that.
I mean, I don't know. I would say it depends on how long this conversation's been for me going up and down, but I eventually will come back down at some point.
I'll
join
say you
this.
can be in the conversation.
Okay.
So that might not be the best choice.
So, like, here's a question for you. When was the last time you were in Ashbury? Was it before or after? Was it before they did the whole lockdown?
Oh yeah, it's been long before.
Okay, fair. So, I assume Lila then told you about the lockdown that was initiated.
I mean, like a 3-minute discussion / argument.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
Okay. So, from her description of the lockdown, does that sound something like what happened, something similar was happening in between?
I mean, they didn't mention any plague or people bursting into flames or anything. I just figured they hate tieflings.
So they're racists. Good to know. Good to possibly know. Who knows? Anyways. What's our next option, if we're not Between?
We could try Bay Hill. I haven't been there in a while, but I write letters with an orc over there. Ozug seems like a good dude when I can read his writing.
Damn. Alright.
Sounds fair. My biggest concern is what's the weather like on this? Is it pretty consistent or?
No.
Okay.
Bay Hill doesn't burst into flames.
Oh boy.
I'm more concerned with between here and there. Do we need to load people onto the ship to sort of, in case there's a storm?
It's usually pretty quiet, and we can maybe try and see if some of the people in the smaller boats can get off at Between and not drag them the whole way. We can always go to Ambrose, but that's probably not a good place to drop people off.
At the very least, if we could at least get to a dock, and if they won't even get to a place where we can at least drop anchor that we feel safe in, at the very least we can get those people in that are on the small boats on our larger boat.
We
if
can
we
get
can
people.
fit them.
We can get people on the boat. That's no problem. But we should just figure out where we need. I guess Zeke would probably suggest like pulling as many of the boats together so that we can have like a huddle. It's just like, okay, we got this place which is standoffish, or this place which we're pretty sure is fine, but it's further away, so there's a risk that, you know, if we hit a storm, you'll drown.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
So most of the people in the boats, I'll just say you can do this sort of communications. It's probably a lot of shouting from the deck. Probably putting Badger to work shouting a little bit.
It's fine.
Well, it's like it's either that or you drop like one of the boats and pull everyone together.
Squish them together. And most of the people that are on the boats, they would rather go to the closer dock.
Yeah, that's fair.
So let's let's make our way to the closer dock. If they don't let us in, that's fine, whatever. We can just put more people on our boat, if that's okay with the captain.
Well, as you're talking to the other ships, you get the sense that they aren't very fond of Fox, and they don't really want to be on his boat or with him.
So there are people that at this point that are probably volunteering to, like, cram together on the smaller boats, like to get
like
off
the smaller boats are pretty full, and yeah, you get the sense that a lot of them they're not going to get onto Fox's ship.
Okay.
I have questions. First of all, what the fuck is their problem? Never mind, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's fine.
I mean, I don't read minds, so I don't know.
Whatever. They're fucking racist as far as I can tell.
No,
Anyways.
I haven't been to Ashbury in a long time, so
Whatever.
maybe they think I'm gonna burst into flames or something.
Anyways, alright, so I guess then we'll just go to the smaller town, let the dumbasses off the small boats, and then we'll continue on. Anybody else that wants to get off can, if they are able to.
Yeah, we can give a shot at between. See if we can, I mean, I can always command some people again, it'll be fine.
We won't tell anybody.
Yeah,
You're just very charming and charismatic that way. Anyways,
I mean, I am.
regardless.
Yeah, I'm sure Azel will forgive that. It's fine. It's all good. Eats another donut.
I could just turn into a bear and,
I mean, I don't see how that would help the situation. Let us dock. We have a bear. That seems like that would be the opposite of helping.
Yeah.
It would be funny. I would love that. But we want to dock, so maybe not. Can you turn into like a kitten and be like, I'm really cute, help?
Yeah, I can do that too.
Okay, be a sick kitten.
Okay.
Help, we have a sick kitten.
Help,
let
we
us
have
dock.
a sick kitten, let us out.
I could be a big dog that's also sick.
No, I think the small cat.
Well, so then if they don't let us dock, do we just chuck the kitten
Yes.
at them and let her turn into
Okay,
a bear then?
yeah, so that's what we'll do.
We're chucking kittens now.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can. We'll let
AKA
Ezekiel. We'll let Ezekiel chuck you. It's fine.
Yeah,
You
so
can
you
do
be
it.
a
I believe in
kitten,
you.
and if they're like, no, you can't dock, I'll throw you at them, or he'll throw you at them, and then you can be a bear.
Fastball special. I like the way. Yeah, better.
And then I'll just, command or do whatever to people and make them let us dock. It's fine. It's fine. It'll work
Yeah,
fine.
it'll be
It's
fine.
a donut hole.
No, stay there. Ah, damn it!
You can't move your feet and expect cat to stay.
Ugh.
That's not how cat work.
Mala.
But are you guys getting off at between?
I don't know.
If they didn't let you dock the first time, for whatever and various and sundry reasons, I don't see why we should stay there. If you're more fond of your orc friend, when you can read his handwriting, then I vote we go there instead.
Captain Fox, how do you feel about heroics and saving lots of people?
I mean, I let a bunch of stupid people on my boat to not die in an acid cloud, so I guess I feel like
Maybe that's the right thing. to
pretty on the side of doing that.
Well, I mean, this is not meant to be a judgment, just some people do things out of necessity, and some people are actively drawn to trying to help people. I didn't want to put you in an awkward spot if you were the former as opposed to the latter. But that being the case, perhaps you'd be interested in helping us navigate to try and find a cure for whatever is going on with this place.
I mean, I could. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. You all are gonna have to learn how to sail. Don't.
I'm on board with this plan.
Okay.
We should probably talk to Muriel to see what the next step should be from her expert opinion. Hopefully she's had some time to rest and heal at this point.
Yeah. I think Zorcius tossed her into a hammock and she can't get out, so... so, she's resting lots. We should bring her food. Shit. Didn't think about that.
Ophelia will immediately grab a plate with
Yeah.
lots of
Zeke starts doing the same, like, has a moment of, oh shit!
Oh shit! Yeah, it's just like this dawning realization on all of you that like, oh, we threw Muriel into a hammock.
Fuck! We threw Muriel into a hammock!
So yeah, there's suddenly a flurry of people trying to make plates.
You know, she probably's not going to eat that much.
It doesn't matter, it's the thought that counts. Anyways, let's move.
And Badger, do you think you could patch her up with some more healing magic?
Yeah.
Alright. You guys head to talk to Muriel about what your next steps should be. We're gonna call it there. So yeah. Woo! You
Funny.
survived.
That's actually really funny because Brian just messaged me and was like, "How's Tueriesal?" Or how was Tueriesal? And I'm like, fuck, I haven't messaged him back yet.
So yeah, so that's today's game.
Yay! Character building.
Yeah.
Yay! Forced interaction.
Badger grumpy.
Yay, new NPCs.
Yay.
Yay, Fox!
It flicks grapes at people.
Bastard.
He started it by storming out and rejecting his food.
I think Captain Fox and Ezekiel are going to get along swimmingly.
I think everybody but Badger is gonna get along just fine with Captain Fox.
He'll make friends.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll take some time. It'll take some time.
Fox is very charming. And hopefully it will be helpful if and when you guys choose to maybe take him ashore with you. So that's the end of today's game.
Yeah.
Again, we will be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for DM Chats with Susie this week, going over the Death House.
And I don't have a prior engagement on Wednesday, so I will actually be there.
And then Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Carolyn will be running a pumpkin spooky game. One shot.
Not the It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown one shot, unfortunately, but I'm gonna make reference to it regardless.
So yeah.
I look forward to my character dying.
And that will be the return of Whisk, which I'm really excited about, my grandma Rage Mage. Super excited about that. I love her so much. Hopefully she'll remember that she can cast spells and not just hit things this time. And then we'll be back for River of Tueriesal next week at the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Captain Fox will help guide the group to between the strange port city. And yeah, so that's it for this coming week. That's what we're doing. And again, for every weekend, every Saturday in October at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, we're going to be running a spoopy game of some sort. So if you have recommendations or suggestions of games you would like to see run, send them our way so we can check them out.
Please.
We'd love to play some spooky games that maybe haven't gotten a lot of love, but that you think are super great. So send them on. And yeah, so that's it. And we will see you all back here next. There's a cat.
There is a cat because she got angry because I moved my foot because how dare I?
We will see you all next Sunday at 10 a.m. for the next episode of River of Tueriesal.
Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.